right? And if you are in an authoritarian environment in which every, toaster, right, is telling you that 86% of the population supports Putin, you're not going to project your adekvatness by saying, I don't support Putin, unless you happen to be in that 14%, right, where you're also surrounded only by like people in this room, right, who don't support Putin and don't support the war, right? So that's what has remained the same over the last 19 months, right? That sense is not changing. And while I take a lot of what Mariana was saying as true, there is a lot more fear in the system than there used to be. I think what people remain mostly fearful of is not getting hit on the head from the top, right, from the state. It's mostly getting hit on the head from the side, right, from your peers who might turn you into the state, but who might also just turn away from you, might ostracize you, might make it, might be less likely to trust you, right? So that's the bad news. None of the tragedy, none of the chaos, none of the difficulties that this war has caused, right, has given us any reason to believe that anything is going to change anytime soon. The good news is that if we look around the world at authoritarian systems historically, we have very rarely, if ever, had signs that things were going to change anytime soon, and then they do. So we have, we have a lack, and I'll end with this. We have a sense of both uncertainty and I think a kind of depressing kind of certainty. Again, Mariana said, you have the experience of Bulgaria. We can read Václav Havel and Czesław Miłosz and people who've lived through these sorts of environments. You think about the parable of the greengrocer, from Havel. It all seems very familiar and it all seems very inescapable. But we can also remember that all of those things ended, and I think that is important to bear in mind. But others will have more to say on that, so I'll